me, it looks like a helmet and a guy with a regulator or a microphone in front of his mouth. Incredible.
It's interpreted as an ancestor figure.
I see an astronaut in a helmet, rendered by someone who has no concept what an astronaut is. This is truly extraordinary. The Rosalila Temple is one of countless examples where archaeologists themselves are saying this temple was dedicated in honor of the so-called celestial gods, the celestial beings. Well, the archaeologists are already speaking my language. The only thing they have to change is change celestial being to extraterrestrials.
On the grounds at Copan are 15 of what are called stelae. The most well-known of these were built during the 36-year reign of ruler Washaklahu Uba Kawil, better known by the nickname 18 Rabbits.
This is the first time I'm standing next to one of these. Absolutely incredible. What do the glyphs say about this particular statue or stela here?
This is all a representation of the 13th ruler, whom we have nicknamed 18 Rabbit, and they show him taking on the persona of the high god of Copan, Chanteahau, who was a sky god, the supreme, the motifs on his headdress and other attributes show that he is a sky deity.
This is amazing to me because here we have not only a statue depicting something, which is a picture, a carved picture, but on the sides we have writing, glyphs carved that speak of a sky deity. Now, when I look at something like this, I'm immediately reminded of misunderstood technology, because imagine if a people who are intelligent, yet their technological frame of reference from 1,000 or 2,000 years ago, we have to admit, was primitive. Not their intelligence, their technological frame of reference.
Of course, let me just add to that everything shows his connectedness of the cosmos and this living space of mankind in all of its senses.
And by the way, I have seen that headdress right there elsewhere on planet Earth, and that is in Mesopotamia, where you have Enki and the goddess Ishtar with the exact or similar type headdress. And by the way, Enki and Ishtar, too, were sky gods. So you have these references of sky gods, not just here, not just in Mesopotamia, but in each and every ancient culture, regardless of continent. So the fact that we have these examples worldwide leads me to think that it was a flesh and blood extraterrestrial whom our ancestors misinterpreted as being God. Why? Because they came from the sky. Arthur C. Clarke said it best when he said, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Imagine showing your great-great-grandfather your smartphone.
Right, that's right.
All of a sudden, you've become a magician, a wizard.
When we talk about technology, I imagine someday in the future that the technology will be such that we'll be able to scan this stele here and receive the resonances that are inside the crystalline structure of the stone. In other words, that these were great memory chip banks.
Great memory chip banks? For Giorgio, the fact that David Sadat, a renowned archaeologist and one of the foremost authorities on Copan, is of the opinion that these stone giants could be storing information about the ancient world is an astounding revelation. But perhaps even more extraordinary is the next figure David Sadat plans to show him. While exploring the ruins of Copan, theorist Georgios Tsoukalos has just been treated to an astounding theory concerning the megalithic stone giants that dot the landscape.
These were great memory chip banks.
Wow, okay.
And in the appropriate algorithm, we could peel back into time by hearing the sights and sounds and everything that happened in this sacred space, and maybe answer some of the questions that you were posing.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that very much.
Is it possible that these Mayan stone giants were designed in such a way as to be able to digitally store valuable data, much like today's so-called Superman crystals?
Every single thing we do, using a phone, using a laptop, that all creates little data. We're even creating data passively. We have microphones and multiple cameras in all our devices. We don't know when something might be picked up and stored to a server, or when you airdrop something to somebody. Using Bluetooth and cloud-based storage, we're transferring data to each other, and something could be picking up this massive wealth of information and storing that data somewhere.
We've learned a lot about how ancient civilizations understood our solar system and their world. These civilizations had advanced technologies for working with stone and metal, and in some cases crystals. We still don't know how they did what they did. It's reasonable that given these monuments exist, that we should analyze them to see if there's other layers of information encoded in them.
If these statues were in fact devices that had recorded information, you wonder if we have also some evidence here from the statues of Copan that extraterrestrials were coming to this planet.
Could the ancient stone giants of Copan, like hundreds of other stone monoliths found all across the globe, really be encoded with precious information about the ancient world? And if so, might they also hold evidence of extraterrestrial contact? As far as ancient astronaut theorists are concerned, the answer is a profound yes. And to prove their point, they believe that one of the keys can be found by examining the elaborate carvings located on what is referred to